I do is when I'm load chart layout looks like this. Right now we only have one. We're not able to have multiple ones. But it had you had was able to have, well, I guess you could have multiple ones. Let's see. Uh, we don't want to do that. Let's get out of that. But I guess you could. Let's try it right quick. So we have load chart layout, and this is called unnamed, right? We can give this a name, right? But right now it's called unnamed, right? And we can hit new chart layout, but it won't let me because again, you're only allowed to have one chart. But had you had multiple charts, it would allow open up another chart. You would have given it a name. You probably would have clicked over here and got the British pound, or you would have got a Bitcoin chart, or whatever charts that you think that you want to start getting into as we learn how to chart, as we learn how to put this together. You may want to get into different charts. You may want to get into different markets. So this is what's going to help you do all that. Futures, we have futures over here. We have stocks. There's Apple, Tesla, Netflix, gold, silver, right? We have Forex, euro, dollar, and we have the crypto. So that's why, I personally tell you that I can chart, the most I've charted is 32 markets. And I try to keep staying in various different ones because of what is called creating a portfolio. Portfolio is good, because you never know when you may have an investor that wants to invest in you and he sees that you have the skill to make money in all these markets. That's a good skill to have. And that's also good for you because then it gives you the benefit of being able to find plays in the market every day. You should be able to eat on this every day. Okay, moving right along. So next we have the settings. And of course, with every computer, and I'm quite sure all you guys are you know, guys and girls, you are tech savvy. I don't really do anything to this. I'm okay with what it looks like other than me jumping over here and dealing with lightening or darkening. Personally, I like to have it dark because of the lighting at night when I'm looking at charts. Remember, I'm in the Forex at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, 6 in the morning, it's dark. And that bright light, at one time I had my charts in my bedroom, and that bright light just reflecting on me, I just kind of felt like having that dark, it really gives it a good, nice little soft look to it. Even during the daytime, you don't want a lot of light because when you're charting, it kind of can mess up where you're trying to land, and be precise with your calculations in terms of charting. Okay, so here we have full screen mode. So full screen mode just basically takes everything off the rim and opens your chart up like that. And it's important to know where that full screen mark to close it back out. It's not back over here. You can't see that. You can, click here and open up other markets. You have to, but right now you need to know where that is. Now it comes right here. You see that X? That's going to get you out of there. Usually when you click on that X, it pops the screen back up. So let's see if we can bring it to where we need it. There we go. Click it, and now you're back. All right. Next we have camera, right? Copy chart image, copy link. You can open image to a new chart. You can tweet the chart. You want to tweet it, you can do that. Maybe you want to show somebody and say, hey, look, it hit my target. Things like that. Copy it and send it somewhere else. Uh, Apparently, TradingView does allow that. They may have some information inside of here to let them know that it's from there. They have the copyrights to it, and then publish. This is where TradingView allows you to publish your idea. It also allows you to record a video idea. So when you hit this publish, okay, again, enter your phone number to receive confirmation code. So we're not going to do that. So it's taking you through a lot of things to be able to do that. And of course, it might not even let me because I'm not actually a paid member yet. But it does take you to where you can publish this. They have a when you sign up, they have a chat site or whatever, and we're going to get over to that. That's over in this area right here. And like for instance, my ideas, you can click on that and store all your ideas right there and go back to them. Okay. And I think you have to click this to get out of that, or no, you just click where you were at to move away from that. Okay. And then so what we have here, and I don't know why this is here because it shouldn't be here, and I really don't know how to get rid of it. Let's see if I can remove it. Um, doesn't allow me to, but anyway, this is the price of the area where your price is at, and this is good to have right here. You can delete it, you can remove it, but you don't want to. You want to always see that, because when you have your lines up here set up, of course, what you see right here, let's say you're in the SPX, you're always going to have this line right here. You see this little dotted line? Let's go back to my arrow because it's more better. You see this little dotted line right here? I'm pointing my finger on it. Okay, that dotted line is telling you where the market is right today, right now, right this second. It is at, and you see the color code over here. It brings in the color. It's at 459209. And it also has a time section, right? Notice that time is counting down, right? It's saying that this market will be closed in 4 hours, in 23 seconds, whatever. So that's just basically how many more hours we have left into this market. Now, let's see what time it is. 11:46, right? 11:46. So if we add that amount of time with this market, it's telling us that this market will be closing around 3 o'clock. And then also this particular computer, it defaults by Central, Eastern, Pacific time. So it knows exactly what time to be able to have in there. Okay, moving right along. So we understand that this line is going to always be here, but you can always add your other lines. So now we have the watch list, right? And of course the watch list, um, we talked about this whatever favorite flags or whatever your red hot stocks or whatever that you want to keep up with. But this particular symbols goes into all the information. By default, it automatically adds what is called um, stocks and charts and various different markets, but you can get rid of them by simply right clicking, right, and you can add and remove them. You don't have to have those. I'm sorry, you don't have to right click. You see this X right here? That's how you get rid of them. So we can get rid of all of them if we really wanted to. Let's do that. Because right now, what is the market we have open? Forex, S&P 500. So that's all we need. So we'll get rid of crypto. We'll get rid of all these other markets. See? So now we only have one particular market in our box. As we go down here, the beauty about this is, again, I don't rely on a lot of the information. You're more than welcome to do that, but it gives you a little bit about the S&P 500 index. It tells you the performance, the technicals, the neutrals, and all these things. Again, some people may use this as part of their tools. I don't need it. Again, don't make me think. This is the name of our class. We're not trying to overthink. We're not trying to uh, have a wealth of information of saying that we know every technical analysis or technical indicator in this particular chart. We're not trying to do all that. We just want to use our tools to let it do what we need it to do, right? Do what it do. Ain't that what we say? Okay. So then this little plus button right here, this little cross button adds the symbol. See, it says add symbol. Click there like we did earlier. Let's just say we want the NASDAQ. Remember, every broker has a different symbol. So like if you want the Russell, if you want the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones. But I first just for quick reference, if you can see my phone right here, I just say, hey Siri, what's the symbol for Dow Jones?
Circumflex DJI is the symbol for Dow Jones.
Okay, you heard that. DJI. Let's click that and put that in. DJI. There we go. Now we have the Dow Jones. Click that. It's in there. Close out. Voila. Give it a favorite. How about that? Click on the side. Now we have two favorites. Okay. So now you know how to add your symbols that you need. So that way you can toggle now. You can toggle between markets. See how that just switched over? You know, and of course, when you get your when we get to the point where we're setting up strategies, you have multiple charts that you can utilize this with. So I don't go into this particular symbol again. Um, it's information. If you feel like you can use it, use it. If you understand it, you understand it. I personally don't. Symbol distribution, share your watch list. I don't feel the need for all that. I want to make money and I don't have time to waste time learning all this stuff. Okay, this right here, again, clear your list. You can clear your list real quick by clicking that symbol. You can do a combination of things. I don't really use these, but you can use them if you want. Um, you can export, import your list. You can rename your list. So these are good things to have, but I like to keep the symbols that they are. Okay, now we have this little puppy over here. This little blue first box, it actually opens and closes your watch list. And that's very important because sometimes you want to have all your candles in much space as you want. See what just happened? You just expanded your chart. You expanded your chart so that way you can look at it. And by the way, this chart right here appears to be in auto, which I'm going to tell you about that later. But you just expanded your chart, okay? And remember, there's two ways we can move this chart. We can come here, we kind of stroll to here, that pops up. We can move it that way. We can do this, brings it all the way back quickly. And remember, we can use our mouse to widen it. That's what I do. I don't waste my time. Or if you want to feel like the mouse is going too fast, you can do that. Okay, so we just expanded. We know this expands, close. So where do we come up next? We have alerts or immediate notifications when your conditions are met. Create your first alert. Get started. And then they have what is called the alert log, right? But it's good that we went there because actually the alert was up here and we missed it. I don't know how because we did templates, we did replay. But anyway, alert, create an alert. Now we're on the S&P 500, so let's go to alerts. What we see here is condition, SPX, crossing, right? You can click here and you can see here where you can say the market is either crossing, you want it to say the market is crossing up, crossing down, you want to say it's greater than, less than, you want to say it's entering a channel, you want to say it's exiting a channel. Channel we talked about when the market is going sideways, consolidating. Remember we talked about, go back and reflect to my first lessons. I believe it's in lesson 1 through 4. We talked about the pennant flag. We talked about the American flag. The consolidation looks like a flag in the patterns. So we're not going to go over that. If you want to learn that, go back to that. Or Google it. Or Facebook it, YouTube it. Okay, but I try to just stay in these 5 right here. Crossing up, crossing down, crossing up, greater than, less than. I try to use different ones because when it's getting closer to my target, I like to say it's greater than, or if it's at the high, or if it's at the lower, my target's at the low, I say it's less than. When I see less than, I know it's close to one of my support or resistance. It's part where I'm getting ready to get into the market. So I don't want to keep saying crossing, 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 because remember, when you set these alerts on your laptop, it will sound off. You can have it where it makes, or here's another one I use, moving up, moving down. I don't use moving percentages because some of these won't alert expiration times, and so I just try to stay with moving up, moving down, crossing up, crossing down, greater than, less than. Um, it's one important thing, and I emphasize this to keep in mind is that when you set some odd reason when I set alerts on the laptop, the the sound only alerts from the laptop. So if you're at home, you're going to hear it unless I believe my phone and my tablet and my watch is not synced to my laptop. However, my phone, my tablet, phone, and laptop, I'm sorry, tablet, phone, and watch is synced together. So I prefer going to my trusted watch, phone, I'm sorry. And what you can see here is, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to attempt to do it anyway, is show you what I have is multiple apps on my phone for TradingView. And TradingView is actually this first one. It says TV. So I can hit there, right? You see that? And I can pretty much get all I need to do. And I can also, through this, like if I go to charts, I can add alerts. So you see how we're seeing the same thing. So I like to add my alerts on my phone because just in it, because if I'm laying down and you hear um, your phone, you can set it at a ringtone, or I hear that famous thump, that thump on my watch when I'm laying down, 3 o'clock in the morning. You just dozed off, your eyes closed, you were keeping up with the charts, and that thump hit, and you look up and it's hitting your target. You're in the money. Market is going your way. This watch is one of the best inventions that they could have had, especially when they connected the app to it. It's right on your arm. It will alert you. So stay with your phone and it'll alert your tablet as well. Sometimes you might have to leave your laptop and go take a shower and you want to take your trusted tablet into the area. I say tablet because you want it. There's been times where I had to set the tablet up because I'm keeping track of my charts. We're in the hour, we're in the 15 minutes. You have to watch your trades. One, sleep, and you don't have any stop losses set up, place them, no trail stops. You wake up and you look and see that it hit your target or it had you in the money and it didn't pull you out. You look up and all that and it's gone. So that's one of the benefits of this. I'm just recording something right now.
You don't mind if I come in later to watch TV while you
Yeah,
do your
I'm
thing?
gonna be here for about maybe 40 minutes, and after that you can have it.
No, I want you to stay. I'll go in 40 minutes. You stay. You stay. Do my time.
Okay,
No, I'm joking.
all right. But let me get back to this. Thank you.
I just want to listen.
But I'm trying to record right now. If you, all right. Okay, so where were we? All right. So what we have here is also we just went over alerts and we understand the alerts, right? And we know we have alerts on the tablet, but however, I just reemphasize that we like to keep our alerts on our watch, keep our alerts on our tablets and phones. It's a lot better. They're more closer to you than you might have to go get something lunch or go get something to eat. That's the beauty about trading. You don't have to sit here with this new technology in front of the computer all day long. Okay, moving to the next.